Okay. Um, let's see. We'll do side by side. There we go. So, welcome, sister, for joining me in this discussion. This is just this channel, Heartbeat of America. I'm focusing more on like politics and trying to
Yes.
show people what America was originally meant to be, the original principles that were laid out by our founding fathers, and trying to get back to that. And if not for in our lifetime, at least sowing seeds for the future for people to, because what I find today, less and less people understand what America was meant to be and
Mm.
what made it to me so great, even though it hasn't always lived up to it, is getting
Yeah.
back to that. Because I'm like you, I've been through the ringer, I've been through testing all kinds of theory, like Christian nationalism, Catholic monarchism, the National Socialism thing, and I just realized that those things aren't they won't fit in today's context of America. It's not
Right.
that's not in the same position that Spain was in the 1400s or Germany in the 1930s or whatever the case. And I just want to get back to a free republic, sovereign republic, Christian republic, which is different than nationalism because nationalism is more of like a forceful thing.
Yeah.
Like Christian
Right.
nationalism is more like a forceful thing, and you just can't do that. Like we have consciences that God gave us, and you can't force people to believe something. So I believe the best we can get is a free Christian republic, which is what America was founded upon. You know, a country without a pope and without a king.
Well, first of all, brother, thank you to be invite me. It's a long time. Like I told you before, I am black pilled. And because I see, you see, America is a $40 trillion in debt. That is crazy. And we keep giving money to Israel. We have a president that our president is the puppet of Israel. Like I was saying, what is this noise? Even even the richest man on earth is Elon Musk. I was saying, I don't want to say bad words, but you remember that video you told me you remember online
Yeah,
when I was say fuck them, and he was referring to the Jewish donor. Basically, they control everything through their money. And after 1 week, he was in Israel to apologize with everybody and basically submit to them. So if the richest man on earth submit to them, the president, all president of the United States are submit to them. The only one Kennedy that didn't submit has been assassinated. Cioè, honestly, I don't think we can get rid of their supremacy. I don't know how.
yeah, not in the near future. I mean, like because like I said, I believe we're living in a mega trend, and um, you know, America's still the most powerful military, even though China has the numbers in terms of foot soldiers. Most wars are aerial now, and one with technology. And America and Israel have hitched their wagons to each other, and you have this Christian Zionist uh, war machine in America. These evangelicals, all Christian Zionists, not even you know these messianic groups, they're all supporting uh, Israel, and so therefore, because they're American, they want us and our military to support Israel's efforts every time Israel wants to have a genocide
War. They keep
or a regime change.
they want to move war against all the Middle East.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
these people are crazy.
the idea of
They are
America
crazy.
is that when people come here, they leave behind their tribal conflicts. And I feel like everybody's coming here and they want they're bringing their tribal conflicts, namely the Jews and the Arabs. And for us as Americans, that shouldn't mean anything to us, you know. But here we,
Cioè, they are too powerful. They control all the governments. Cioè,
yeah,
I really don't know how we can, cioè, if anybody, cioè, if this is one of the reasons why I stopped to make video. It's not the only reason. I also grow tired a little bit. But, you know, if anybody find a good, well-paid job in some institution, or governative, you cannot have this video up where politically you criticize the Jews because they fire you.
Right.
But honestly, I don't know. It look like to me that we are 100% under their control.
Yeah, I mean, just think about the taxes, like you said, trillions of dollars in debt.
40, almost $40 trillion in debt we are.
Right. You know, we know that the West has been flooded by the third world, and so therefore that brings down wages, and now we become little worker bees, and man no longer has as much time to reflect and to tap into his spiritual life with Christ or with God and with God, and it's a freight train. I mean, it's who could stop it, right? Who could stop it? And then, you know, you have a lot of people in America that I see now, they just pretty much given up on America in terms of either they think this is the end times and everything's going to fall, so just let it be, or, you know, there's so many different varying ideologies with people on the right wing. You have the Catholics, the Fuentes crowd. They want to, you know, that's not good because if you, and I got to say this, I am a Catholic, right? But I'm not beholden to the Pope. I'm more of a primitive Catholic. I'm outside the Roman Catholic Church because they're also guilty in what's going on in the West. The
Me
Roman
too.
Catholic Church.
Me too. Me too. The Pope, totally disappointed. I'm totally disappointed with the Pope. I'm
Right.
Catholic, but I don't recognize the Pope. Now, vabbè, they change it. But let's see this one. But the Pope, especially the previous one, the one who died, what is the name? Oh, I don't remember. But he clearly was a puppet of the New World Order. I
Yeah.
call it the New World Order are the Jews. That they want the great Israel. They want to control the entire planet. The New World Order are the Jews.
Yeah, and this Pope is actually worse because he has better ways of speaking, but he said it himself. His job is to continue Pope Francis's agenda, which is a New World Order agenda.
Yeah.
And basically, the Catholic Church gave up its right to be the rulers of the world in Vatican II in the 1960s when they had that council, and that changed everything. I'll be doing on one of my other channels, I'll be studying the documents from Vatican II. And so the Catholic Church gave that up. So for Catholics on the right wing, the Catholicism of the old days, where it was more based, it's never coming back. It's not coming back. Traditional Catholicism is just about dead. And so that's what I'm saying. On the right wing, there's different factions, and the Catholics want to bring back a traditional Catholic monarchy. That's not going to happen. The Catholic Church itself doesn't want that, you know?
Ma any institution is fake now because these people put in position of leadership in any institution puppet that obey them.
Yes.
From the president of the United States, from the president of France, Macron, from the Pope, they put, and if some leader rebel, they get rid of the leader and they substitute it with another one that is obey them.
Yep. And we may be, and like you said, it's could be black pilling looking at it, where
totally black pilled.
The reality is, I think on the right there's a lot of fantasies. Oh, we're gonna we're gonna bring back the Third Reich, or we're gonna have another Catholic monarchy, but that's really unrealistic because we probably can even barely get back what America used to be, let alone these other things. And it's a freight train right now. Right now, that you have these two powers, the United States and Israel, that are just like nobody can go against them. It's almost like what the Bible says: "Who can make war against the beast?" You know.
The United States, my French, is the beach of Israel.
Yeah.
Because the American soldier die for the war that Israel keep fighting in the Middle East.
Oh,
for
yeah.
their own gain.
And what they've done in America is they made at one time they've replaced the cross of Jesus Christ, where if you said anything against that, that was offensive. Now it's if you say anything against the Holocaust. That's become the new religion of America is the
My
Holocaust.
gosh.
And denial of that is blasphemy to the mainstream, to the political world, to the just social world in America, and even just the whole West, Europe, and everything is denying that. But if you deny the cross, that's fine. You know, you burn churches down, that's fine.
With this
No,
Holocaust, they completely destroy your life.
yeah,
If you criticize that, they completely destroy your life. You can talk about everything, but if you talk about the Holocaust in Europe, they put you in jail. And they are trying to do that here too. How is something that you cannot even talk about it? No fake. Cioè, if it's really happened, what they are scared of.
right. And that's the beauty of what America was supposed to be like. It's freedom of speech, you know, and traditionally America, we don't get offended at questioning things because we're naturally inquisitive. We're naturally, I don't like to use this word, but it's true, rebellious. But for some reason with this subject, it's like you've just committed the greatest sin if you question it. And now they're trying in America to push hate speech laws. Well, again, hate speech isn't an American concept.
You know who was the greatest rebel in history? It was Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus was a great rebel. That's why they put him on a cross.
Absolutely, because he challenged the religious establishment and the
Exactly.
political establishment, which was Israel at the time, and the
Exactly.
religion, the temple religion they had.
Yes.
And that's why kind of I've soured too on Catholicism. As again, I'm a primitive Catholic. I even still go to mass. I go to the Latin mass and have the Eucharist, but I don't believe in the whole system of things because it's like, okay, these Pharisees are telling us, these
Yeah.
religious Pharisees are telling us how we should practice our faith, what we should believe. And at this point right now, it's like just having a personal relationship with Jesus. And politically speaking, this is to the extent of what I'm doing, you know, doing videos like this, reading, maybe maybe some political activism locally in the future for me.
Right.
But that's the extent. I don't have any delusions that in my lifetime we're going to see a big change.
I honestly think that the only change can come or divine intervention. So it's God that make happen something,
Yeah.
divine intervention, or China, because China and Russia are not controlled by the Zionists. They are not controlled by them. And in fact, they create the country of the BRICS as a coalition anti-Zionist. And that's the reason why America hate China, Russia, bad, because the government of the United States is controlled by the Jews, the Zionists, the Jews, same things almost. They almost overlap perfectly. Because China and Russia are very powerful. And how do you know that they are not controlled by the Jews? You just have to look at their leadership. They don't have Jews in position of power. When you see in America, for example, you see that America is totally controlled by the Jews because there are Jews in every position of power, from Hollywood to the mainstream media, everywhere. They command, they are in position of power everywhere. In China, no. In
Yeah.
China, yeah.
Even in the sports leagues, like a lot of the owners now in the sports leagues, like NBA and NFL, are Jewish. Like Robert Kraft, who's the owner of the New England Patriots, during the last couple of Super Bowls, he has these ads: "Stop hate" or "Stop anti-Semitism." So, yeah, they even got control of the sports world now.
Stop anti-Semitism, like if they are the victim, where they are literally committing genocide against women and children, bomb hospital and school. Wow, what a courage! What a courage!
Yeah,
Wow.
that shows you the arrogance and just the wickedness. And I like what one person said on the podcast that these people are culture destroyers. Wherever they go, they destroy culture. And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
They gaslight us. They gaslight.
um,
They are a bunch of, I don't know, psychopathic narcissists because they are the offender, but then they pretend to be the victim. They gaslight us continuously. Uh, they lie continuously. They use tricks. They punish you if you defend yourself. All the behavior look like behavior of psychopaths.
that's why
Zero.
they make the best lawyers, and they make the best journalists because they know how to write stories that make you look like the bad guy and them the good guys. They control the newspapers, obviously, and now just the media, like whether it's print,
Yeah.
that's kind of old, but print, you know, uh, TV, the news, Hollywood, obviously. Um, I mean, you see it in everything. And if you watch movies from, okay, you ever heard of that? You've ever heard of that series, Sons of Anarchy?
I don't watch
Okay,
television. I don't know.
well, just like there's things that like in shows that have nothing to do with this subject of Zionism or Jews,
Mhm.
little things will be dropped in
Mm.
to paint themselves as victims or
Oh,
righteous people.
exactly. Sì,
It'll have nothing to do with the actual show.
sì.
So it's very transparent when they drop those Easter eggs or whatever about themselves. And the bottom line is people in the West and America, we have collectively given up our identity as free people that love freedom, Christian,
Mm.
and instead we've adopted an identity of materialism, you know, chasing the almighty dollar, the hustle, as they say, finding your identity in your job or sports ball, you know.
Eh beh, ma cioè, I'm not someone who think the money are the most important things. Absolutely not. But you need money in this world. And now Americans, especially young Americans, now to live in this country is really hard. People cannot afford to pay rent. The population of homeless is exploding. The grocery, everything super expensive. Did you see that interview? There is this interview of Megyn Kelly with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is an interview of a couple of days ago. It's something to watch because Marjorie Taylor Greene say we keep sending billions of dollars to Israel, and there are a lot of Americans, I think 30%, they cannot afford the insurance, they cannot afford the car insurance, they cannot afford the rent, they cannot. Cioè, people are getting poor in this country.
Yeah, because the car insurance costs a lot now. Um,
Everything is
when
crazy
you do your taxes, if you don't
expensive.
have health insurance, you get fined. Um,
Exactly.
I know here in California it's expensive to rent a place,
Madonna,
obviously to buy a house. Um, and the thing is, they want it like that so that you don't have time for your spiritual life. So
ma
they have
also
people,
you don't have the force to rebel because you are too
yeah.
tired.
And so that then what every person needs to do for themselves is try to live a minimalist lifestyle where you don't have this baggage of a lot of bills, a lot of material things that cost money that you don't need. We're kind of in those times where people have to like, and it's unfortunate because it used to be where you can have a job as a man and you could support a family of four, no problem on that one job, or a family of five, have a house paid off, have maybe two cars, at least one, go on a vacation once a year with your family. But it's not like that anymore, largely. And the trick is when they get you to chase that almighty dollar because you have all these expenses, then your time of reflection on God and Christ, which is super important, that minimizes. And even me, I'm at an age in my life where I don't have a lot of bills. I don't need a lot of things. But even me, my time to reflect on God, to read the word and have my spiritual life is shorter than it's shorter. I don't have a lot of time because just to survive, you do have to work your 9 to 5 job. And
Some stupid job.
yeah.
Stupid job.
Now, so that's the situation we're facing. Like you said, a lot of homeless Americans, and we're just sending these billions of dollars to Ukraine, to Israel, and it's insane. But this is exactly they want Tikkun Olam.
It's treason.
Yeah, it's treason. Our founding forefathers said that we had a right to do away with the government when it got too tyrannical. And we're like way beyond that point.
But it's not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, the American army is so powerful. They have such a power. How people can rebel with the gun? But they have the jet. They have the missiles, nuclear missiles. We go against the nuclear missile with what? With the Smith and Wesson. I don't know.
Well, that's why today's patriot has to be smart, and it's got to start from the grassroots. And what we're doing today is just going to sow seeds for 50, 60 years down the line. Because this is, like, I know, and I'm realistic, that in my lifetime, all I can do is sow seeds. So there's, like, I like, Thomas Sowell, the Australian nationalist.
Thomas Sowell, I know the economist. No, I don't know the Australian nationalist.
Yeah, the Australian nationalist. I'll send you some videos on him, but him and his group are awesome, what they're doing.
No, send me some videos.
Yeah, I'll send you some videos. But he has a saying. He says, let 10,000 flowers bloom. And basically what he means by that there's different ways people could get active and make a difference. And whether it's podcasts, whether it's videos, or whether it's passing flyers out, putting stickers up, getting involved with local government. And like a lot of youth right now are setting up active clubs where they just train together, they work out, they fight together, and just stuff like that. Positive things. Mm-hmm. That's the way going forward. And maybe over time, like generations, I'm talking, generations. Then one day we'll be at a point where we can turn things around. Obviously not in our lifetime. I agree with you. Right now, America and Israel, this is a beast that just is devouring the world. Because the Jews want Tikkun Olam, it means repairing the world. It's the New World Order, basically.
Yes.
They want a Judeo world order.
They want the New World Order. They want to control. I told you, you did some very interesting video. They are getting South America.
Yeah.
They are getting South America by putting a Jewish in position of leadership in South America.
Yes, and they got the Jewish Mexican president. She's Jewish.
Exactly. Yes, she's Jewish. Argentinian president, Milei, is Jewish.
Yeah, and so...
now they got Maduro, and they're going to replace Maduro with Maria Machado. Maria Machado is the opponent of Maduro. Surprise, surprise. What do you think she is? Jewish.
Yeah. And so there goes South America. And what's interesting to me is and when I look at Europe, especially Northern Europe, and how they've demasculinized the men there. Exactly. The good thing about America, there's still kind of like this rebellious spirit in America. But I think we just got to start small. And like my hopes now are more just for this generation, sow seeds, and hopefully generations down the line, you'll have raised up enough men and women that love their country, are patriots, love Christ. Because I don't think we can do it without Christ. but we also have to love freedom. And for an American, that's really what we are. We're people that love freedom. A free, sovereign Christian republic is what this country was founded on. That's what. So that's kind of what I'm pushing now. That idea to people, because I feel like the other ideas that I've kind of played around with, they're not fit for this country. They're not fit for this time period. They're more romanticism. You know what I mean?
Right. Ma I think they are also killing Americans because, for example, cancer is exploding. And you know who are the people who are getting cancer, especially turbo cancer. Turbo cancer kill you within 6 months. People who are getting turbo cancer are people who get the vaccination from COVID-19. So
Yeah, I mean,
tell me they didn't do it on purpose to kill people.
that's exactly right. Like that, and just the food,
Yeah, everything. Yeah,
the food
poisoned. Yeah.
poison, and the sedentary lifestyles many Americans have, just because we have, and probably not just Americans, but everywhere now, because we have phones, TVs, like high definition TV.
Right.
So I think we're in a time where it's ride the tiger, like Julius Evola talks about, ride the tiger, make the best of this current situation, ride that tiger until he tires himself out. And that tiger.
I am lucky because with my family and people that I'm hang out right now, we have a healthy lifestyle. We walk a lot. We walk a lot to the sea. We go to the ocean. We walk a lot.
Oh, that's
So
good.
yes,
That's how it
yes,
is in Europe, isn't it? Like in
yes,
Italy, they walk around a lot.
yes, yes. It's
Yeah,
so beautiful to walk and it's so healthy. Cioè, every day, like 1 hour walking, it completely change your metabolism. You get skinny. You don't need to do crazy diets, and then you have to cook everything from scratch. You cannot buy anything it contain. Everything that is already cooked is poison. You have to prepare everything in your house. All your food, you have to prepare it from scratch.
right. No, so true. Now, the thing too is, like you said, the walking is good. Obviously, exercise, and just trying to stay active, and if possible,
Stay in the open, the sun.
yeah,
They told us about a lot of lies about the sun. The sun is necessary to produce vitamin D. Is necessary the
right,
oxygen, the sun. Is no healthy to stay always close inside a house.
right. Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Is just like you said, the propaganda. We're supposed to be outside enjoying the weather. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And they
Yeah.
want you to be like this isolated in your home a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just not. Again, there's a spirit about America, a frontier spirit that we have to get back to, where we're more rugged.
Yes.
There's more of a ruggedness to men, to young men, and we need to get back to that. And that's why, like, even though we're not going to do anything about what's going on in the foreseeable future, because, like you said, if they're taking out leaders, who are we that they're not going to? You know what I mean? But what
It's
we
very
can,
discouraging because if you see that even Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, he bought to them. They make him submit. So who can rebel to them if even the richest man on earth didn't?
right, and that's where we have to, like, just within ourselves, and like you said, your family, kind of just as best as you can to live out the principles of what it means to be in America, and let people know you love your country. Because that in itself this day is a revolutionary act. Because it's not popular to be patriotic for your country. And I'm not talking about MAGA. MAGA is more like a pro wrestling, like, fake thing. I'm talking about just to love your country, the principles it was founded upon.
MAGA is dead.
Yeah,
With Trump who betray everybody to become the puppet of Israel. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he said no more wars, and here we are, just like over a little over a year into his presidency, and it looks like we're at war with Iran.
they talk about to go to war with Turkey. That's crazy. They
Yeah,
want to start World War Three. They want to start World War Three.
they do, and unfortunately, we have a strong contingent of Christians here that are wanting that because they think somehow that's going to bring Jesus back.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Well, maybe it's true. We don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea because I just withdraw from all this.
Mhm.
Because I told you, I stopped to make a video because I think it's useless. And I admire people who still do, but I believe that the things that we're talking about now, the majority of people know. Because now IPAC, Israel, New World Order, a lot of people know. And they talk about that on YouTube. They didn't talk
Yeah.
about that before. Now they talk about that on YouTube.
Well, I know that, like, say, for example, a Candace Owens type, she's very popular. I know a lot of these YouTubers that talk about these controversial subjects and they have huge platforms. Then you wonder why you or me, as a small one, we can get censored easily. From what I hear, they actually have to get lawyers, and they have to pay a lot of money to be able to be in the algorithm. Um, and I think a lot of this stuff on the right has become infotainment. Who could have the hottest takes? And so now I've like kind of minimized my intake of these influencers to see who I really feel like, okay, this is something that inspires me to be a better man, to be a better Christian and a better patriot. And
Right.
so there's people like Thomas Sewell, the one I was mentioning to from Australia that I listen to, Rob Rundo, Rise Above. He's a patriot here in America, and reading books is good. I'm fascinated by the Roman Empire, and I've been bought a book about that, and so educating yourself, um, you can make your own life good, still with the eye of like, hey, I love my country and I want to do whatever I can, even so small, to try to bring my country back to the original principles that it was meant to have and live out. Because right now America has gone so far away from that, and they are being driven by this bloodlust of the Jews and to fight the Jews' enemies.
My gosh. But also they are destroying this country.
Yeah,
Financially, economically, they are destroying this country. We have a street that bridge that they are falling apart. We don't build infrastructure anymore. We have a very old street, a very old railroad, very old bridge. They are falling apart because we don't invest. We send all the money. Is a black hole for money. They suck all the money out of America. Is a black hole. It's a black hole. This
yeah,
is a black hole.
yeah. And they don't care about our cities. Our big cities used to be beautiful, and now they're just like so declined. And I think one person made a point about this. Who was it? I was listening to a podcast that even with liberals, like, they don't care about the health of our cities and how that all the things that they want and push for actually are damaging
Ma
our country, but our cities
liberala
especially.
stupida, cioè
And they
libera
don't care about that. They'd rather have their worldview be installed, even if it means the destruction and downgrading of our cities. And that's why we're living in a time where it's comical. It's like a comedy almost. You would think this is a bad comedy skit if you were living 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
Ma 50 years ago, 100 years ago, people were the average intelligence was higher. People were
Yeah.
more intelligent. Now the majority of people are really stupid, like liberals. Liberal just want people from the third world to come here. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to help them, but how do you think it's gonna help to make America poor? It's no better to help them in their own country. How is gonna help to bring give a lot of money to Israel? Then we have here all the third world to support because they come here for with nothing. So American people need to pay taxes to support them, where there are already poor Americans who are homeless. Cioè, ma these liberals, in my opinion, I cannot stand them. They should be forced to pay out of their pocket. You want to help people from the third world is fantastic. Take the money from your private bank account. It's just too
Yeah.
easy to be generous with the money of others.
Yeah, you know what? I'm to the point where I'm only going to help my family and friends. When I see people on the street, it's sad, and maybe once in a while I'll have. But you got so many homeless now, and and then the Catholic Church and the Pope, and they try to put guilt trips on people. Oh, you have to help the stranger in your country, quoting the Bible out of context. And it's like, no, I like what JD Vance said. This is one thing I agree with him. He talked about Ordo Amaris, which is Latin for the order of love. It's so true. You start at your home with charity. It starts at home, not with people that you don't know that are just coming here for the freebies and but that's what they want. That's what religion is being used for these days, is to guilt trip people into supporting the agenda of the New World Order, which is third worldism here in America,
Yes.
people not having a loyalty and dedication to their family and their
Mhm.
ethnos, you know?
Yes. They do it because they want to destroy the culture. Because when you have here half of the population that is from Africa and from India, we don't have a culture anymore. We are a
Right.
mix. There is no culture. A
Right.
country has a culture when the majority of people come from a common ancestors. Otherwise, you lose the culture. They want us to lose the culture because if we lose the identity, we are the perfect slaves. A slave doesn't have an identity. You don't have an identity.
Yeah, you're just a money.
An object.
You're an object. You're a debt slave. You're a goy slave. You're deracinated. You're atomized. You're a bug man or woman, and all you live today is get up, go to work, come back, you eat your
Exactly.
meals, and that's
Exactly.
it.
In the wheel.
Yep, it's the hamster
Like
wheel.
the hamster wheel.
The good thing is, like for me now that I'm older, I feel a little more free. Like if things happened where I lost my job and stuff, I
Right.
feel like because I've already raised my
I know what
kids
that
that
means. I know what that means.
yeah, it's a nice feeling, but it's I care about what happens to the future generation here because less and less generations as time goes on, they're not going to remember what it means to be an American.
No, because then they forget. Cioè,
Yeah,
the new generation, they don't know how it was 50 years ago. The freedom there was more freedom. Cioè, they know only how it is now.
right. And I still believe, like I said, it's not popular to be a patriot even anymore. Even on the right, a lot of people are like, "Oh no, no, America just needs to fall, needs to fall, needs to fall." And no, for me, I still like the ideal of what this country stood for, and in my own life, at least trying to bring it back. I know my influence is just within my circle because, like you said, right now we're fighting. We're not even fighting because,
No,
like,
we are obeying.
yeah, Trump and the
Com-
war machine.
completely submitted.
Yeah, I mean, and what this brings about, like going back to what a lot of Christians believe that this is going to usher in Jesus. I think that's a dangerous game to play because what if Christ doesn't come back for another 500 years? Are we going to sacrifice?
Yeah, we don't know.
Are we going to sacrifice trying to do something good just because we think it's the end? And that's the way a lot of Christians are thinking.
The problem is that we don't have a leadership. because at
Right.
some point on the right, we all, me included, we all have this hope of Trump. Ma Trump betrayals all. Trump
Right.
betrayals all. So,
Now, I'll say this for myself, I never believed in him just because I'd never believed in any politician since I was in the Patriot movement in the early 90s. But I'll say this right now, we're being led by weak men on the right wing, like in America. Like, look at this. Nick Fuentes is somebody that a lot of people looked up to. Why? And I, being a man, I played football. I know what leaders look like. I never thought that guy had leadership qualities. He's a weak
no,
man.
yeah.
But this is the state of the right wing. Who do we look up to? There's not that many people.
Nick Fuentes, in my opinion, sold out to Israel.
Oh, yeah. Right after Charlie Kirk got killed.
Because, for example, I heard him to defend Israel a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, Israel is involved in his assassination because the circumstantial evidence are overwhelming. And he keeps saying that is not true. And Candy Zon, that I watch her show, I really like her. He reported a short video of Nick Fuentes that was defending pedophilia. What?
Yes. Well, Nick Fuentes is now saying that Jeffrey Epstein has aura and that he was cool. And that wasn't really pedophilia because they weren't.
Oh my gosh. He's out. He got him. They got him. They got him.
That shows me they got him. They got to him to the point where he's so scared now. He's promoting Jeffrey Epstein as being cool, having aura. And you know that there's a blue, like, kind of a blue cardigan that Jeffrey Epstein was known for wearing that said Epstein on it. Well, Nick Fuentes made an exact replica of that, but instead I think it says USA, and he's selling Jeffrey Epstein style sweaters now.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe you.
Yeah, he's such a weakling and such a cuck, and the guy's so foul. Like, what a sellout.
You know how they do that, like Lucifer. They put you in a position when you suffer because they take away everything from you. Your job, your dignity. You cannot find job everywhere. They demonize you. And then they come to save you. They tell you, look, we give you millions of dollars. All your problems over. You just have to come on our side.
Yeah, now he appears on all these podcasts, and the guy's a sellout. I never looked at that guy as anything.
It's not like Lucifer. You are an expert of religion. It's not like Lucifer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing. And, you know, I hear what you're saying. So what's been going on with you? Like, since you've dropped your channel, what is, are you, what's kind of going on in your life, I guess, from a right-wing perspective?
Would you ask me? Repeat the question.
So since you've dropped your channel in this last, since we last talked, what's been going on in your life in terms of
now I have a job that I really like. It's in a big institution. And if they find out those videos, they probably fire me. And egoistically, I don't see the point for me to have those video up. Maybe I put on the video about that narcissist, piece of shit people that I met, Jezabel Barcelo, etc., because they deserve to be exposed. Maybe I put back those videos.
You know what? I was listening to those when I think last summer I was in Las Vegas. I was in a hotel and I was going to sleep, and I was listening to those videos to your channel. I was listening to those videos about that subject you were talking about.
I had a very, very bad experience with this guy who was a total abuser. I escaped after 3 months, but what a beast. It was very controlling, very jealous, all the characteristics of the abusers. And the things, and I'm not scared to say that because they cannot sue me for defamation because I have video that prove what I'm saying. Jezabel Barcelo, because I call her Jezabel Barcelo, this is the right name.
Yeah, I know who that is now that I watch your video.
She helped him to abuse me. And how can you do that to another woman, bitch? So this is something really that guy, look, a total narcissist. Now I forget because I have another boyfriend, and he also had a relationship with a narcissist woman. And there are people like that. They used to call. I resist only 3 months and I ran. But so I'm gonna put it back. I had a video that I exposed Jezabel Barcelo because I believe, oh, maybe I'm vindictive. I don't know, but I believe that when people are evil and they do evil, they should be exposed. I believe.
yeah.
I believe in that. They shouldn't just go away and be happy. They should be exposed.
Very true.
Anyway, other than this, okay, close parenthesis. Then I met also very good people like you, Phillips also. Phillips, for example, what is his channel? I don't remember the name. Vabbè. You
I
know,
think he changed the name, didn't he?
you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, he
And
changed the name of his channel. He has the Braveheart
yeah,
logo.
the logo is the Brave, the guy of the movie. But
Yeah,
the
Mel
Brave,
Gibson, Braveheart.
exactly, Braveheart. He believed in the idea to create a party and then to put together patriots to do something about it. I like him. I think it's impossible, but maybe I'm wrong. I wish he succeed. I wish.
Well, the good thing is, like, let's say it's impossible, but at least if you die trying,
Right.
because
I
we're
see.
all gonna die, and at least if you die trying, because you never know, there could be a ripple effect. I think that the only way not the only way, but one of the ways that I see a quicker victory is if somehow there's a whole that like technology dies, like just like the whole technological, like it dies, and we're back to like, yeah, that, because with technology, I mean, the world is a very small place, and it because America's a world power now, along with Israel, of course, the parasite. Like, who could beat them? The communication, the technology. So it takes something like that, an intervention, divine intervention, like you said, from Christ. Or other than that, it's going to be hundreds of years, like Spain. Remember, Spain, it took 700 and something years to reconquer it from the Moors, from the Muslims.
And then they send them back. They send them back.
Yeah,
La Reconquista. Yeah. Oh, maybe Phillips, something that look like impossible. Maybe sometimes things that they look like impossible, maybe succeed. I hope
yeah.
so.
Well, I read this book, speaking of Spain, called Isabella of Spain by Thomas Walsh.
Isabella, the Queen of Spain.
Yeah,
Yes.
very, very inspiring. I mean, this is a queen. She was very, very inspiring to her nation. And her husband were awesome leaders, and they have the Alhambra decree where they expelled the Jews, 1492.
Now, all the leaders of before the Renaissance, they all expelled the Jews. I
Yep.
mean, I don't think they were all crazy. They probably had some good reason.
Oh, absolutely. And Isabella of Spain, I consider my matron saint, and King Ferdinand is my patron saint. But it was a great book. But yeah,
Isabella of Spain is the queen who gave the money to Christopher Columbus
yes,
to do the circumnavigation of the planet. It was a woman to help
yes,
because men didn't believe him.
yeah. King Ferdinand wasn't really buying his vision.
Mhm.
Isabella did.
Did
But
she?
Isabella was very inspiring to the men. They said that her character was pristine. Like, she had good character, good, excellent moral character that inspired the men of Spain, the Crusaders, the conquistadors. So,
They say that Christopher Columbus was crazy, and instead Isabella believed him, and Spain became the richest country on earth.
yeah, it did. No, Spain, but again, it took hundreds of years. and they had to make tough decisions. The queen and the queen and king were very moderate. Like they didn't have this unrealistic like, or this, I should say, not unrealistic, but they didn't have this like hatred towards the Jews. They just were tired of Spain being corrupted by them.
Yeah, the how is called the usury. They always have used usury to enslave, because at some point through usury, that is the compound interest, at some point they own all the money that they were in the country, and people were their slave. If you gotta go, it's okay.
We'll cut it off in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yes, because I'm tired too. I'm working a lot. I'm very happy right now. So one of the reasons why I stopped the channel, I'm probably gonna put back the video of those people.
Oh yeah, because I
Be there forever.
I fell asleep listening to those videos. I'm like, let me check out what Laura's doing. I'm
No,
listening.
cioè, I mean, or maybe I'm a vindictive person. I don't know. But I believe that when people do evil, they should be exposed. Every time people are evil and nothing happened to them, something bother me. Boy.
Yeah, well, that's good. You got a good guy now, and that must have been. I mean, that's the way it should be. Is you should expose evil.
You know, I wasn't prepared because I never met a narcissist before. So my personality is to be pretty open. I trust people. But I wasn't prepared because I never met. So I didn't know all the tricks, no? The gaslighting, the lying. I didn't know all these tricks. For example, the fact that I met these narcissists, and I learn very fast. I'm a fast learner. I see now that the same tactics that narcissists use are the tactics that the Jews use. Can you believe it? I see this parallel. For example, gaslighting. You know what is gaslighting, right?
Yes.
They do gaslighting all the time to us.
Oh yeah.
Also, another
We're masters of that.
They are also another thing that narcissists do, because narcissists are like Lucifer. They are liars, manipulator, master manipulators, and liars. And what they do is to try to make you insecure, because so if you are insecure, then you obey them. It's all about control. It's all about
that's what they've done to this country.
What did you say?
That's what they've done to this country. They've made people insecure about their identity as Christians, as Americans, and they've been able to conquer.
And they try to make us insecure. Why people bad, why people racist, they do that to make us insecure. You know, everything happened for a reason. I believe that. So I had to meet that guy that, vabbè, now is gone, who cares? Because so I learned those things. I learn, and now I'm able to see it. For example, the Jews use the tactic of make us insecure.
Yes.
White people, look, all this war against white people, propaganda, etc., white people are bad, white people are racist, is a psychological tactic, because then we feel insecure, and when you feel insecure, you don't have the force and the courage to rebel.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, man, when I see white liberals, when I hear them talk, it's just like, wow, it's like a mental disease.
Yeah.
Because you're literally working against your own interests.
Exactly.
And you're fetishizing other people, like idolizing them, and you're working against your own interest to the point where it's like, it's a sickness. And speaking of, I had one experience with what people would call a narcissist. And it was just a few years ago. It was when COVID was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him. He was this Christian guy I met. He was watching my channel and he subscribed, and we would talk on the phone, and he bought some property in Missouri. And I was invited to go live out there, drop everything I have and go live out there. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I have my job. And I'm not going to go move out there.
So he want you to drop everything and move to Missouri.
Yeah. And I said no. And he started texting me and calling me belligerent, mocking me, and just mocking me and telling me, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to fight? You're going to fight the New World Order bench pressing, and just mocking me in your 401k. And so,
You know why I laugh? Because it's exactly the way they behave. If you tell them no, they go crazy.
they go
They
crazy. They can't
explode.
handle it.
They have this rage.
Yep. And so I blocked him, told him, hey, we cannot talk unless you apologize. And to this day, he'll see me on other channels on like live streams, and he'll like just rail against me just out of nowhere. It's just crazy, man. And it's like people, like, you got to be careful with people these days.
But there are many narcissists.
Yeah.
For example, a girlfriend, also women. This girlfriend was a friend that I had in Atlanta, and we hung out for many years because the dangerous things about narcissists is that they can be fun. So that is the way they attract their victim. When they are positive, they are fun. They are
Yeah.
fun to be with. That is
They have
the
charisma.
dangerous. They have a charisma. That's the dangerous things about them. And this lady, we had a lot of fun together. For 7 or 8 years, we went, the nightlife in Atlanta is very party and so on and so forth. And I noticed that she is someone that look for you only when she needs something. When then she is, and in fact, she called me like 1 year ago. It was a while we didn't talk, and because she found my phone, and I called her back after 2 or 3 days, and for 1 year she totally disappeared. I text her,
Wow.
she didn't answer, and now after 1 year that I know from another girl from Atlanta that she broke up with her boyfriend, and she fight with some of the girls in the group, so she remained isolated. So after 1 year that she remained isolated, that I knew that from another girl that I know, she called me. I didn't answer. I'm not gonna answer.
Right.
And this we have been great friends, because I have to tell you, she's very fun. She's very fun to be with. But they have these things, they use others.
Yeah, they use their charisma to get what they want.
Exactly.
And like you said, when you say no, they flip out.
They flip out.
And it's going back to like what you were saying about like the way the hatred against white people.
Exactly.
These white liberals, their brain, I really believe, because it is called programming,
right?
That their brain gets programmed and wired now.
Yeah.
And it's like a mental illness. It's like they're ruined mentally.
Right.
And it's not even just that they're neutral about these questions on like race, but it's like they hate their own kind in themselves. That, and to me, when I look at somebody like that, wow, you really the Jews, because that's really who's to blame, did a number on you to now where you will see your own family get brutalized, raped, and be okay with it because of diversity.
Right. But also narcissists, they don't see you as a person. That's why they don't have respect for others. They don't have respect. They see you like an object to use. And look if it's not true that the Zionists and the Jews see us Americans the same way.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
They just use us.
Well, it's like you said, like every time someone has a legitimate criticism about Zionism or Israel, all of a sudden they literally will, like you saw with Charlie Kirk, and it wasn't, we know that the Jew thing with that was just behind the scenes, but they will cheer when you die. They will want to see you fired. They will turn your family against you. This is how wicked these people are.
They frame you. They frame you. You know, these also, I see all these similarity. And narcissists, like you said, these crazy friends of yours who wanted to drop everything to move to Missouri, is even hilarious. Who do that? You
Yeah,
drop
that's bizarre.
it's crazy. And you said that he was very mad at you, no? Screaming at you, you have to block it. Look, if they don't do exactly the same things, they punish you. They want to abuse you. If you don't obey and do what they want to punish you. Look, you just said the Jews do the same. You just said
Yep,
it.
they do.
Make you lose your job and etc.
Yeah, I lost my job at State Farm, and luckily, you know what's crazy? How God has a sense of humor. Because I'm like, well, will I be able to get a job? Because this is going to be, if they call for my reference and, they'll say I got fired because of social media violation and they, whatever, anti-Semitism. My next two jobs after that, my bosses have been Jews. And each job didn't check my background. They just hired me on the spot.
Yeah. You know what? Any big institution is controlled by Jews.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to have a job that pay well, or you do like Philips, you do your video with under a fake identity, cioè you don't show your face like he does, or you cannot have a channel.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. And it's just like, this is the war that we're in. And like you said, we got to enjoy life too, and enjoy our family, and but then just do little things, little steps, and it could just be, maybe it's just you, maybe we're just going to take care of ourselves in this life, and that's our contribution by living healthy, loving Christ, and loving our family. And maybe that's the contribution, because even that in this world is a revolutionary act, loving your country. And just, but anyways, Laura, it's been great talking to you. We should do this maybe every other month, get together and catch up. And
well, I don't have a channel anymore, so if you want, sure, just shot me an email, my brother, and I'm sure, why not?
All right, I will do that. Yeah, it was great catching up with you, and glad to see that at least, even though you're not doing the channel anymore, you look like you're happy, and that's good to see.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna get the channel back when I go in retirement, that I have no more anything to lose.
Yeah, I hear you on
I'm
that.
90 years old. I will be back.
Yeah, now like nobody at work knows I do these things, and nobody. Yeah, so, but I do videos. I try to be smart though.
No, you doing very good video. Yeah, I like them.
Right.
Okay,
All right, thanks, Laura. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.